Kol Halayim La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give a double honors to the apostles and elders that prophesied and rule well for the hopeful 144 and the 1/3 of Yasharallah, who this world refers to as Israel, starting at the house of Great Millstone. Shalom to you Akim, who teach and learn in sincerity. Shalom to the Akwith, who learn in sincerity. It's your brother, Kanan, out of the Indianapolis camp. And I wanted to name this Israel. Stop it now. Okay. This is Luke 17:32. Remember Lot's wife. And this was spoken by Yahweh Shai. Okay. Lot's wife was turned to a pillar of salt because she looked back on Solomon and Gomorrah, full of filth, okay? And Solomon and Gomorrah represented the ABC, what we call Skittles, rainbow agenda, okay? Pride, okay? And what happened to it? It was rained upon with brimstone and fire, what you would call the Lord's indignation, which is righteous anger, okay? And it was also used to be an example for the times we're in now, where we right now, where we're in spiritual Egypt and spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah, okay? Where it's actually turned up a lot more, and we'll talk about that a little bit down the road. But yeah, so Lot's wife was turned into a pillar of salt for looking back upon all the wickedness, okay, instead of just going forward. And what happened to Salakia, what happened to Lot? Lot was saved because Lot was a just man. He represents the elect, okay, of that proportion. He was the only one. Him and his daughters was the only souls saved out of Sodom and Gomorrah and nearby cities, okay. The Lord once again made an example, like in the days of Noah. All right. This is Galatians 6:7. Be not deceived. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. So it's just simply you get what you put into this. Okay, if you're doing this work for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in sincerity, and the Rakak Kwadash, the Holy Spirit, rest upon you, then you're doing this for spiritual, for everlasting. You're reaping to the, you're sowing to the Spirit, okay, by being obedient, not just being a speaker, but a doer, okay, setting an example. All right, now the opposition to that is 501c3, that agreement with the government. That right there divides you from this truth. Because the arrangement is to keep the people dumbed down. It's plantation, Christianity. No matter if you put on a garment and you say you are the house of Israel, this of Israel, that of Israel, Israel in Christ. The message, the message that you're feeding your flock is a tainted message. And pretty much what you're doing is you're leading them to the slaughter. Okay? Without Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, there is no salvation. It's in his name. Okay? This is Baruch 2:20. For thou hast sent out the wrath, Salakia. For thou hast sent out thy wrath and indignation upon us. Indignation. Righteous anger upon who? You so-called African Americans, Native Americans, and Hispanics, as thou hast spoken by thy servants, the prophets, saying, now who are these prophets? The apostles, the elders, and Euakim that teach and rightfully divide these scriptures. Okay? What did Isaiah say? Isaiah 28:10. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line. Here a little and there a little. Okay? So to once again, the apostles, the elders, and Euakim, and that do this in righteousness, then that's what this is saying. The prophets, okay? He gave this to us. Now, we're going down to 30. This is Baruch 2:30. For I know that they would not hear me. Okay, who was speaking? The prophets. He just said it up in verse 20. And are y'all listening? For the most part, no. That's why we're not here for all of Israel, because all of Israel will not obtain this. We're here for the 1/3, the 144, and the 1/3. Okay? Because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves. Okay? Starting with Aquabillions, King Mashah, coming down to Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rumnah, Apostle Rukkar, all of our mighty elders throughout every camp worldwide, and then us Akim putting this work in, okay? Doing it righteously, okay? And shall know that I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, their Abba, Father. For I will give them a heart, a mind, lob, and ears to hear. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity. Now, where is the land of our captivity? We're all together now in spiritual Babylon, the northern and the southern tribes. Okay? And think upon my name. And return from their stiff-neck and from their wicked deeds. And we all had those wicked deeds because we all had a Gentile mind state, okay? For they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sent before Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? So here in spiritual Babylon, Americas, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has put that spirit in for us to wake up. He blew his breath back into us for us to wake up, and we received it. And the scriptures always say that there's going to be more anti-Hamashiach, many anti-Hamashiach, meaning many antichrists, over the true prophets, rightfully dividing this word, giving it to you like you're supposed to. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And Salakia, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Now, we walked into Egypt. We walked out of Egypt. Moses walked us out of Egypt with the chariots above us. Okay? Now, why would we be going back to Egypt on ships? Because we're not going to Egypt of Africa. We're going to Egypt here in the northern, the farthest part of the world. Spiritual Egypt, which means bondage. And America means bitter. Okay? No coincidence. We're both, all the northern and southern tribe are serving out our captivities together. Okay? By the way, whereof where I spoke unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bound women, and no man shall buy you. Okay, so none of your icons, your Martin Luther Kings, Malcolm X's, Dick Gregory's, you name it. None of them came along and been profitable or beneficiary to us to pull us out of our conditions. Martin Luther King went as far as to admit that he even made things harder for his people. For the decrees that he was fighting for that so-called wanting to be equal, hand in hand, eye to eye with Esau. When this is Esau's kingdom, the wicked is given to the hand. This world is given to the hands of the wicked. Okay, that's just what it is. So when we have our kingdom, we're not going to allow other nations to be on our level. It's just that simple, and no other kingdom has. All right. So we're here serving, we're here being punished. This is Deuteronomy 28, the curses. Okay? This is Revelations 18 and 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, and Hispanic." And where are you supposed to be coming out of her? The spiritual Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, even spoken of. Okay, that should right there put clarification. We're not talking about ancient Babylon. This is the virgin daughter of Babylon, meaning her land has not been touched, not with the warheads, and it hasn't. Okay. You don't flip on the news and see missiles being dumped off over here like you do other nations, to the point where you're numb when you hear that over 50,000 children got blown up in one day. You're numb to it because you still go out your door, hop in the car, and drive down the street. Okay, so you're numb to it. All right. So where was I at? Salakia. Oh, come out of her. So come up out of her. Now, this is not an airplane ticket. This is not a train ticket. It's not a car ride. It's not a boat ride. This is disconnecting from the wicked ways that we partake in. Once again, I mentioned the ABC, Black Lives, and all that bullshit. Okay, all that mixed into one. Okay, it's even to your diet. It's your smoking, your whatever drugs you do, eating defiled foods. All of this is part of being in her. All of this was accepted in that so-called Christianity, and it still is when you go into those whorehouses. It's all accepted. This is not the way that we can live when we come to an understanding that we are Yasharallah, he Prince of Power. You so-called African Americans, Native Americans, and Hispanics. We have standards that other nations was never given. Okay, so come up out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers in her sins. See, did I just name them? And ye not receive of her plagues, the curses. Now, what curses are them? Now, I read our curses in Deuteronomy 28. I read 168. Now, you can go to Deuteronomy's in 28 and start at 15 and go down. Okay? And then also read about the plagues that took place in Egypt when Yahweh Bashem Yahushua told Moses to free my people. Okay? For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua have remembered her iniquities. Now, I'm going to give you two modern examples of her sins reaching up into heaven. Biden just came on the scene and said that he is ready to block out the sun. How sinister, wicked villain from the movie can that be? When they say Dark Brandon, they must really mean it, because that's exactly what he's trying to do. Okay? That doesn't take much explaining. Without the sun, what would this world be? See, that's Esau's thing, man. He do too much, bro. He do too much, okay? Block out the sun. I'll say it again. You can Google it. It's there. Now, my second example is the Secretary of Health, Levine, Mrs. Doubtfire, do look like a lady, standing on a podium like a grandpa in a dress, wants to extend Pride Month to Pride Summer. Now, what is Pride associated with? Pride goeth before a fall, okay? Before destruction. So basically, you want to take the month of destruction and stretch it out to the summer of destruction, okay? Once again, what did it say? And God hath remembered her iniquities, okay? For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushai have remembered her iniquities, sin on top of sin. This place is just filthy, man. I can't see nothing that I'm in agreement with here, nothing that would keep me wanting to prolong this. You know, I want a chariot seat. I want to do this work for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai righteously, and I pray that I receive a crown in return. This is Baruch 4:27. Be of good comfort, O my children, you so-called African Americans, Native Americans, and Hispanics. And doesn't he keep putting that emphasis on there, my children? And cry unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. Now, what things was brought upon you? Once again, we read Deuteronomy 28, start at 15 and go down, and you'll see these things and see if does it match up with our people, our women, bald-headed. Okay, this is to throw that out there. You know, not all our women. Not every plague applies to every person. Okay. For as it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and I'll give you two examples again. Didn't we ask Aaron for that golden calf after Yahushai brought us out of bondage, out of Egypt with his mighty right hand and them chariots? Okay. Also, didn't we turn around and ask Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for a king of flesh? So we can, because we was jealous of these other nations. So we wanted a king with a crown sitting on his head, sitting with a scepter in his hand. Instead of just understanding that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is our king. Okay? So what did we get? What did we receive for that? We received Saul. So yeah, as it is our mind to go off. Okay? Okay, for as it was our mind to go astray from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. Okay? So you got to put that time in. You got to spend that time. Wisdom is Sophia. You got to spend that time with Sophia. And now more than ever, because you should see the temperature in the air. You should feel the attitude in the air. For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. And what's your salvation? Yahushai. Yahushai, salvation. Okay? Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, a people before a place. For he that gave thee that name, what's that name? Yasharallah, he Prince of Power, will comfort thee. All right. I'm going down to 34 now. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude. Okay. And her pride shall be turned into mourning. So once again, didn't I say that this Mrs. Doubtfire, Levine wants to take it from the month to the summer of what? Of disrespecting Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to his face, what they call that thumbing up your nose to his face, throwing up the big middle finger to his face. What did Bootsy say? Shoo, shoo, shoo. That's what Babylon's on. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Okay? So he's gonna turn that pride shall be turned into mourning. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, a long to endure. And didn't I bring up, remember Lot's wife? What happened? Fire came upon Sodom and Gomorrah. Sound remember? And also, I want to bring this up while I got this in conscious, that rainbow, keep in mind, that rainbow was the promise that he wasn't going to flood the earth with water. Get it? The next time will be fire. So it's just funny. It all lines up. Okay? For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. While all the beautifulness of heaven is taking place, and all the amazing views and everything gorgeous that we just can't even fathom and imagine right now is taking place for eternity, it's going to be a do not enter over here in spiritual Babylon. The memorial of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay? He is going to set an example that we can look at for eternity. Okay? O Jerusalem, people before a place, look about thee towards the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Now let's discuss this. This is 36 again. O Jerusalem, look about thee towards the east. Okay, so you turn your head and you're looking in the sky towards the east. And behold, the joy that cometh into thee from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. How is he coming? On the Father's ship. With the host. With the host. That's the army. Okay? Yahushai. Okay? The mighty angel Michael. And them angels. Them big black men with them big black beards. Okay? The last thing they want to see. And what's going to be the joy? Those who endured to the end for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, whether you was we able to get beamed up or martyred, because that's part of it too, but you're going to be the first to rise with Yahushai. Now, if you get beamed up, you're going to be getting beamed up out of a situation where you're going to be watching punishment being served to all the nations, including ours, including the 2/3. Okay? And that's why I want to end this on this. Luke 19:27. But those, my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them. Okay, how would you fit that description of that type of person? You don't call on the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You play around with his law, statutes, and commandments, and especially when it pertains to teaching. Okay? You bear a false witness against Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That alone makes you his enemy. So, okay? But those, my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring them here and slay them before me. Okay? So that puts fear in my heart. That's why I love this so much. It's my screensaver. That puts fear in my heart. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua says, slay them before me. And that's you head honchos. That's not the low level. The low level is gonna be getting zapped. Choom, 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 choom. Nah, it's gonna be an honor to meet Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, because you want him to put the crown on your head. But it's going to be an honor for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to say, bring them here and slay them before me as well. Okay? That's why I named this Israel. Stop it now. Okay? And with that, I pray that this was edifying. Shalom.